see that it removed even more of the white halo around that selection. Wow. Yeah. Tons of time. And you're a photographer as well, right? Sometimes, yeah. So, I mean, you know the pain. So, and then I can create a new layer with that layer mask and say okay to that, and this is the type of result we get from that image.
Oh, wow.
So, amazing. Let's move on. A new thing that you can do in Photoshop, and let's go here to my little paint box here, is create bristle brushes. Bristle brushes behave like real brushes, like the ones with bristles. Bristles, yeah. Yes. How do you say bristles in Russian? With a brush. Let's create a brush. So, I'm here on my painting layer here, and I will just take my brush tool, and you will also see that I have a new little widget up here that actually allows me to see how the brush actually behaves on my Wacom tablet here. Okay? And then I can choose the color. Let's just click on here on the color. Oh, that's also new in CS5. CS5 will now show you the color that you're selecting and the color that's inside of the color bucket. Okay, pretty cool as well. All right, and then on the canvas itself, I have my bristles, and I can start painting. Okay, something like this. All right, very, very natural looking brush strokes. But it gets better, because in Photoshop CS5 we introduced a new mixer brush tool. And with the mixer brush, what I can do, and let's make this brush a little bit bigger here. Let's select another one maybe out of this one. Okay, something like that. And what we can do is then go in here, and I will show you some of the options. I can choose to actually pick up the color, okay, load the brush after each stroke. I can also clean the brush after each stroke, and then I can also choose from different types of wetness of the brush. So let's say I want heavy mix of color, and then the wetness, the load, perfect, and I want to sample all of my layers. Okay, so let's go in here and start painting on here, and you'll see that I can now really have a wet brush and paint over the color itself. It behaves exactly like watercolor. Okay? And the really cool stuff I can do with this is, for example, if I work on a picture like this one, new shortcut as well, Control-Alt to make the brush smaller and bigger on the screen, and I can also change the hardness, and like this, and then I will start painting on here, and for example, I will pick up the colors, and these colors will actually mix on the canvas itself. And this allows me to create very, very quickly a watercolor version of that same photograph. Let me just show you what I did earlier, just fooling around with a picture of me. Let's see here. Let's take this Photoshop document. Okay, all right. So this is a photograph, and I can tell you that all I did was simply and it's here inside of the group, simply add, I will take the photo away, okay, this is what I painted, okay, this is only what I painted, okay, pretty cool.
So real natural paint and
yeah.